be able to see me. This is on TV, right?
Are you playing your own tournament?
And welcome back to the second segment of the Ono Radio Show. Sorry, guys, we had some technical difficulties with our Twitch stream, but thankfully, you can always check out our podcast over at onoradioshow.com or wherever you find podcasts, and I can almost guarantee that audio will be just fine later down the road. It's me, Owen, and my good buddies Ty and Mikey, and joining us for the second segment, ladies and gentlemen, the legend, the man, the myth, the legend, Big Tim Murphy's in the house, everybody.
Whoop, whoop.
How you doing, Tim? Oh, no, I lost your audio, bud.
Lost my audio.
There it goes. I got you
He's
back.
there.
I got
He's
you
there.
back. I got you back.
You can hear me, you don't like me. I'm technically in my house.
You're technically in your house. What do you mean?
I'm in the house. I said I'm technically in my house.
Yeah, but you're joining us for the show. I think it's when we appreciate that.
I felt slick to say that, but my house is.
I like your purple lights going on back there.
That's a pink curtain. Well, pink sheet that I use as a curtain.
It kind of makes it looks fancy in there.
Curtain.
Looks kind of sexy. I don't know.
Is that your sex room?
No, it's actually where I keep lawnmowers mostly.
That's the sexiest thing about that room.
is the lawnmowers. So what's been going on with you, Big Tim, during this whole crisis that we're going on right now? We haven't talked to you since the whole thing started.
I mean, I've actually I have been. I mean, I'm as happy as a thinking man can be, right?
Mm.
I got laid off right as the pandemic started, like even right before it started. So I've been on unemployment, and I've just been kind of living the high life, to be honest with you. It's been not too bad.
Yeah, I've been enjoying that $600 from the federal government that we're no longer going to be receiving, anymore. Do you know anything about what they're going to be doing with that? Because I'm not really ready to go back to work yet, and I'm going to need some monies.
Fucking liberals.
I will fuck your throat with a butter. I think they're gonna fuck it up somehow. I'm sure they went to recess without passing anything. They were talking about $200 till it could get up to 70% of pay, which even with the state money, that's about 80% of what I was making. I mean, it's about what my take home was, a little less, but it's not like I don't know. I love the idea that even with the full Florida benefits, it's still like $30,000 a year, and they're like, that's too much money. But the per
too much.
Yeah. If you're a state representative and you go out of town or whatever, your per diem's $125 a day or some shit.
Exactly.
I'm so fucking aggravated with how little they pay out to us, but how much they need to live on and to get by on and shit.
Tim, you don't need like congressional lunches. You're not at that level, so you don't have to like
state representatives, friend. State representatives. State. Fuck them. Fuck them. They should eat the same that I do. If it's not good enough, it's not good enough for me.
Tim, they can't go anywhere else but prisoners. It wouldn't befit a man of the state.
Yeah, I understand.
They need to be eating some goddamn Cracker Barrel, if you're asking me.
Yeah.
That's still fancy, right?
It's still pretty fancy.
If honestly, I just feel like maybe unemployment should be more than $275 a week if the governor's office can buy a chair that costs $400 without asking.
Anyone who needs a $400 chair should have to eat at a Flying J truck stop for all meals.
Dude, they buy so many chairs. I've made some TikToks about it. It's my new thing is getting mad about them buying fancy chairs. and desk lamps that cost too much.
Yeah.
Whoa. I can't sign off on these laws and write all these package bills without proper antique desk lighting.
Dude, they bought a fucking in the state of Florida is like a financial resource officer guy or whatever's website. You can look at everything they've spent money on, and they got a pretty decent search thing, right? So I did between $275 and $600, right? One of the times they went to Office Depot or they did online or whatever, they bought a desk lamp, and it was antique brass style LED desk lamp for $99. And I was like, what the fuck do you need a $99 desk lamp for?
Befitting the office that he holds.
That wasn't the governor. That was like, that might have been the Economic Activity Office or some shit. That was a different agency.
I really hope it's like the head janitor's desk.
Oh, no. Because they have a category for expenses, and one of the categories is executive seating, right? Yeah, that's one of the categories. Yeah, and so in the breakdown, they're like, we bought fresh fruit, and anytime we've ever bought anything, they made a category for it in this search. So like all kinds of medicine, there's a search item for it, like the trade name for like Tylenol and shit like that. But I went through and I found executive seating, and man, we spend so much money on chairs that are so fancy. But some offices only get $199 chairs, which I feel like
I'm sitting in a $49 IKEA chair that I had to build. I had to build this bitch.
I got this chair from Tactical Hat, and I'm sure more than that, but it's not a computer chair. It's just it's a brass chair.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that though. It looks like comfortable enough.
It's fine. It's got a lumbar pillow thing.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't even go all the way up my goddamn back. Bullshit.
I have to apologize a little bit to Big Tim because he invited me to do his show. What is it? This Week in Chicken Sandwiches. That's the name of the show. And I gotta say, I was joined by of course Ross McCoy from Tots with Ross, the Orlando
Talk Show.
And I gotta say, I wasn't in my best form. My internet died on me. I ended up having to call back in several times. And may or may not have been a little bit
hungover, drunk,
too drunk to probably do that show. So my apologies, Tim. But thank you for having me.
Oh, really? Well, hold the fucking phone for a second. So Owen went on someone else's show and got shithoused.
Well,
you know what?
I asked.
Oh, don't take the power away.
Straight up, like, I might be too drunk to do it earlier in the day, and I was like, it doesn't really matter. It's okay. Because he mentioned sobering up, and I was like, sobering up? All right. And also, I don't care. And anyone that cared that listened, they can eat my ass. Like, it's the show I do for free.
When you
call in, you get That's fine. Like, I really don't. It's not a Patreon thing.
Well, I'm sorry regardless. That's all I'm saying.
Be as fucking sorry as you want, you fucking limey fuck. But I don't. I get so aggravated that you're upset about it. It's like, goddamn, man. We do like 8 people listen. And also, it's fine.
Shut up, Mikey. We can't hear him because of you.
It's fine.
Fucking Mikey's over here. You know what? It's the second segment of the Ono Radio Show. Things typically become a shit show anyway. Before we had you on when we just got you on the line, Tim, you were talking something about strip clubs. What the hell were you mentioning?
Oh, fuck. We was talking about buying booze late at night, the package store thing, right? And
closing special.
Yeah, dancers would do the end of the night. They call it the 6-pack attack, depending upon what DJ's working. It's the feature dance. The last dance of the night, the club gives you a 6-pack of beer to take home with you, and you get a dance from a girl. For a little while, they had a T-shirt and all kinds of other bullshit, but a lot of places do this. The dancer actually has to give up 15 of that dollars to the club, so she only makes $5. But they also do it with liquor too. You can get a $60 last dance, and they'll give you a little bottle of liquor.
But you get the T-shirt. You get a T-shirt.
Sometimes the T-shirt depends on. I mean, but again, the place burned down. I haven't been in there in a while, so who knows?
Was that dancers?
That was at dancers? I'll be damned. That's a great special, man. I'm in.
Yeah, it helps the girls too because they get pushed to sell them, and if they don't sell them, they end up on the main stage, and it's like I don't know. It's kind of an embarrassing thing.
So I know you were doing things at dancers for a little while. You know that girl Angie that was like a server?
Yes.
That is an all-time woman crush of mine, man. She destroys me.
Well, she's got an OnlyFans now because the club.
I was on that for a little bit. I stopped OnlyFansing, but when I discovered OnlyFans, it was because of her. I was like, you know what? I'm in.
I want everyone to have an OnlyFans, and a bunch of my friends are getting them. But it seems like it's the same ones. It's the alternative girls that are young and thin, and I really would like OnlyFans of their aunt that's free spirited that shows up. I like looking at 25-year-old titties too, I guess, but that's really not my ideal,
Would you ever consider doing an OnlyFans, Tim? Because there's got to be a market out there for a bigger man like you.
I have an OnlyFans account.
Do you?
Yes.
Like I have it set up. I thought about doing, the paid episodes of my podcast on there instead of Patreon. That way you could subscribe to mine and you could tell your old lady that it was my podcast because it'll show up as OnlyFans. So it'll give people an out, if you pay. I'll say it's $20 a month or whatever. So that way you can get away with
having one or two OnlyFans and then Big Tim.
One or two accounts otherwise, you know what I mean?
What is the average? I've never been on OnlyFans. What is the average price for an OnlyFans?
I mean, there's a wide range, but I would say generally it's probably like $6 to $14 depending.
A month.
It has to be. I've done a lot of research on this because, again, like I said, a lot of my friends have joined, and if all I got to do is research titties and how to, it's really not hard to, I really don't mind.
Why not?
You have to price between $4.99 up to $49.99, and there's a few guys who have it priced at $49.99.
Are they good-looking dudes? Like, what are we talking here?
Oh yeah, well they're both light skinned, or I think one of them is either way, they're models. They're big on Instagram, right? It's two guys. The two ones I'm thinking of, one of them is priced at $20 and one of them is priced at $49, the top one. And there was like they got in a rivalry, right? And the one was like, he's got it set to 50. I'm not trying to be in your pocket that much. Times are hard. I'm setting it to 20 now, and these dudes are fucking, they're both black dudes.
Big old dongers.
I don't know. I didn't get that far. I didn't Google past that. I was just reading about what they were doing to sell the thing. But they're like very on there. But they're one of the ones there's again, this is part of my research on this. There's a monthly fee to follow someone, but you can also follow someone for free if they set it that way, right? And a lot of mostly women do this where they'll monetize content, like in your box, you got to pay for it, and again, it can range. We bring up that Angie that we know, like her shit was expensive as hell. She's talking like $20 for a 15-second clip or whatever, and
whoa,
yeah. I might be
not that there's a range for that too. Yeah.
Again, the numbers might be talking about my ass, but they weren't very long. But again, she's a very attractive woman. She's got a giant media following, right?
And a giant booty. Oof.
Plus, she's fucking hot as hell, and her ass is a crime against nature. You know,
Kills me. It destroys me.
it should probably fucking destroyed more men's lives than fucking the Rock, fucking Key West. You know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, if they did a new fucking, Troy, her ass might launch 1,000 ships. You know?
I've seen some booties that I would launch a lot of things at.
Yeah, but I got a girlfriend of mine. She's a comic in Atlanta, and I've been a fan of hers or whatever for a while, mostly because I forget to cancel. You know, it's not, again, it's, you know, it's just she's not my body type. It's not what I'm into. But she
LA fitness model. I see.
Like an alternative, very real thin. But she'll price stuff like $4 or whatever. And occasionally I bought some of that, and like, you know, it's like, well, I'll give you $3. Like one of my favorite strippers, she's on there, and I bought a video of her listening to birds or something for 40 seconds for $5 or something, or painting or something. I don't remember. I have to go back and look. Or maybe it was like 3 minutes of her ass shaking with birds or something, chirping in the background. I don't remember.
That's hilarious. I'll ask you this, because you've been on unemployment much like myself, and our buddy Ty has been notorious for, when he has no money, spending pretty much money on things that he can't really afford. What was your latest one? You got some record collection thing you were talking about?
Yeah, it's a monthly record club thing. You know, they send you basically a mixtape on vinyl, but you can cancel whenever you want.
God.
Whatever.
Has to move back in with his parents. Tim buys a new
buddy.
set of speakers. Now signs up for a record, thing that gets delivered in the mail. Have you made any terrible decisions with your unemployment checks?
You mean the money that's owed to me and entitled to me that I can do whatever the fuck I want with?
Okay, that's a fair point. That is a fair point.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Misusing it in any way is a right-wing propaganda thing to make you think that.
Can you start that statement over again? You dropped out real quick.
Any fucking shit in your mind making you think that unemployment money is any different than if it was my paycheck is right propaganda to convince you that people that get paid $3,000 a week think that $600 is too much a week. It's my fucking money. I was entitled to it. The job that I worked for laid me the fuck off. This is what they get. You want to lay me off? I'm getting the fucking unemployment. I have not done anything. I've not turned down any offers work. I've done everything above board with them. Fuck, that's my money. I'll waste it on whatever Chinese fucking shit Harbor Freight I want.
Have you got anything cool?
Oh yeah, I got all kinds of cool shit because I ain't gonna have no money before too long. So I'm buying all kinds of cool shit when I see it. I bought solar LED rope lights. You can see there for $12 at Harbor Freight.
What you gonna do with those?
I'm gonna put them out back and make a magical garden.
Okay.
I bought 10 tiki torches today for $1.25 each at a Five Below in Kissimmee. Because the shooting ran, and I gave 2 of them to the neighbors on either side there. I'm wasting all kinds of money. I'm putting money back into the economy.
Yeah, man.
Where are you at now? You're in Sanford?
I am. I live over by the graveyard.
Okay. I'm not familiar with Sanford, but do you still have the kiddie pools back there?
I do have the kiddie pools back there.
I've been really toying with getting one just because of how hot it is.
You should get one.
Yeah.
You really should.
You should.
The plastic ones are only $10 and it's great to just put your feet in it.
I bought my wife this thing with the bubbles, like you plug it in and it's got it's like a little foot bath thingy, and you plug it in, and it won me some brownie points. I'll tell you that. You might be unemployed, but you're buying me a foot bath thing that I can cool my feet off in the hot summer days.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty fucking cool.
It's too loud though. That's my problem with a lot of these cheaper, products that are out there. Is like we bought a fan not too long ago for Teresa, just like because the AC wasn't working that great. We've since had it fixed, but that motherfucking thing, it sounds like a jet, and it sounds like a jet engine, exactly. And the same thing with this bubble thing. Like, we can't even have the radio on outside and listen to tunes because you just got fucking like that hum that goes. I don't know. It drives me nuts.
You know, you can probably take that thing apart and see if something's loose. You got.
I just think that's the way. I just think it's like a loud ass motor in the thing.
Wait, can people see me on Twitch?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're live right now on Twitch, so I'd appreciate leaving the
Put your broomstick down, Tim.
Yeah, but
You're not allowed to sweep on Twitch.
And if you gotta go, you gotta go. That's not a problem either. But we've only got another like half hour to probably do with the show. So
yeah, I just gotta fucking move some stuff. It'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean. And
It's
you
fine.
can always turn off your camera too if you want, just to do what you got to do.
That's what I'm gonna do right now. Then.
Yeah, do that.
Oh, that's an
See?
excellent picture too.
Yeah, that
It
is.
is, isn't it?
I love that picture. I also love how like you've really committed to your hair. You know, when I first met you, it had to have been half of that to what it is now. Like your hair is, it's got to be down to your titties almost, right?
That's a recent picture. That is a very recent picture. I'm in the wind. I'm actually losing big chunks of it in the middle when I brush my hair. Just get big clumps from stress and tangles. And
I was gonna say that sounds healthy.
I mean, it's fine. I get very bad tangles. I got very curly hair.
You guys, any of you watch this Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls documentary?
Yeah,
I know it's kind of an older thing now. Like I think I'm late to the
Not bad
party
old.
on it. What is it? The
Last Dance.
The Last Dance. Thank you. Yeah. Am I the only one that thinks that in the first episode in particular, Michael Jordan looks high as fuck? Like
His eyes are always like that, man. They're
just
like
red
constantly red.
red as hell, right? Like
I don't know if he actually smokes or not. I feel like he doesn't.
Okay.
But he does look like he's fucking ripped.
He
all the
does.
time.
He looks like he's ripped all the time.
I think he's just so angry all the time.
He is a kind of a jerk, right? Like you get to realize that in part of this series. Have you seen it, Tim?
No, but I'm familiar with a lot of it. You know,
Okay.
because just it's the osmosis of being plugged into things. You know.
Sure.
Real quick though, I feel like I've known a lot of like older black guys who just get those like they kind of look like they're stoned a lot.
Do you think it might be a hereditary thing? Like it might be just like a genetic thing?
It possibly, but I feel like I've known a lot of older. I mean, maybe I've just known like a lot of old, like black stoner guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
You might. Yeah, I know what you mean though, Mike. One of my neighbors, older black guy, he looks like he's stoned, but he says he doesn't smoke. So
I don't think Michael drank. He talks about it a little bit I've only seen the first couple episodes of this documentary, and he talks about how all the team, like in the early days when he was a kid and signing up for the Bulls, like they were, I mean, this was like the 90s, and they were probably
the 80s.
Well, yeah, no, you're right. It was the 80s. And so like 85, 86, like around that time, like obviously they were all kind of getting crazy. They were doing blow, they were having fun, they were,
Woo!
like, yeah, as a sports team, as premier athletes, they're still just getting crazy on drugs or what have you. And he claims that it took him a long time to even have a drink with any of the guys, like, 'cause he wasn't even a drinker in his early days.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
I mean, I would say like as long as you're not doing performance enhancing drugs, like if you're smoking weed or like doing cocaine and you still want to play like basketball or professional baseball or football, whatever, man. Like as long as you're not taking steroids, like you want to do some blow and then play some football. Why the fuck not?
You know, I'm kind of with you on that. Like it shouldn't, especially like more the weed thing than anything. Yeah, if it's gonna like that's something that would obviously hinder your performance. Why does any organization, you know, have a problem with it, to be honest with you. Is it just, I mean, I get it. It's federally illegal and all that, but
I don't think Michael Jordan, he's one of them dudes that there's some people just don't like to be high because the thing that they like is to be like the best version of them. And other people realize the crushing world we live in, and don't want to face it sober. You know, I don't blame anybody for not wanting to face it sober. But I think Michael Jordan definitely is one of those who, like, he gets high on being Michael Jordan, I think.
I'd be pretty high on being Michael Jordan if I was Michael Jordan too.
God, yeah, and watching just a little bit of that documentary, you realize just how fucking good that dude was, and how, like, of course he was, you know, a supreme athlete to begin with, but upon that, like beyond that rather, this dude clearly just had a drive that I don't think normal people have. Like, they talk about how just much he improved in such a short amount of time when he went to college, and how just he became, you know, just like a beast. He's like, I'm going to be the best, and there's nothing that can stop me from being the best that's ever lived.
Yeah, man, it was bred. That was bred into him too, like his childhood and shit with his family and brothers. Like, it was always a thing for him to try to be the best.
Didn't he used to do like 100K on rock paper scissors matches and shit too?
Oh, he's a
Dude,
super big
gambler.
Massive gambler. Yeah, like I remember him and Charles Barkley doing like crazy like golf bets and stuff like that. Well, I don't think Charles Barkley was a very good golfer, so those were probably easy for him to win. But, you know, at the same time, like, yeah, just like you said, like, hey, I bet you I can drive it further than you on this hole. That's, you know, throw down 20K on something just like, you know, some prop bet of, I bet you I can hit it further than you. Like, stuff like that. Like, Jordan was famous for some of those things.
Oh,
you
my.
Get it, Tim. Get it. Get that Rona.
Whoa, don't get the Rona, Big Tim, please.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I am. I mean, I went and I filmed a sketch today, and I got in there, and we did it a hostel on 192.
There's a hostel on 192?
No, there's one of them fucking monthly hotels that calls itself a hostel too.
Like in that, what is it, the Florida Project documentary, like those types of things.
Like a short stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people live there. They live there. They're not short stay. You get trapped in them forever. But we filmed it in there, and that's the closest I've been around strangers that didn't have masks on. The camera guy, the boom guy, everybody else had a mask on, but the director, who was like, I don't know, 10 feet away from me, didn't. But the chick I was doing the scene with didn't have a mask on. But I don't know.
This sounds like an interesting short, Tim. Chick without a mask on in a motel off 192. Can you tell us a little bit more about this sketch?
Yeah, well, the guy, it's, you know how the time Dan Cruz, I do the wheelchair thing. It's freak out. It's so funny and whatever. This is the guy that turned me on. Comedian he worked at the port. Doing a sketch. He wants to do a sketch that, like, I guess the FBI lets white supremacists get away with stuff or whatever, which, I mean, is mostly true. I played the white supremacist guy or whatever, and we ad-libbed it. Now, it's probably not going to be, an Academy Award winner or nothing, because the table we used to be the, like, table I'm getting investigated at was one of them, like, wrought iron cafes, like, table, them outdoor ones.
Yeah.
And it was back room of that, the, like, lobby lounge thing of that extended stay motel hostel that no one stopped doing what they were doing in the, like, common room for. So they were still watching TV and cooking and stuff in there. So I don't know how the audio. I mean, they had 3 different mics set up and like a boom and a lav and the camera. You know, I don't know, man. We'll see.
Do you know where that'll be available, or what they're planning on doing with it?
No, I kind of said yes, thinking that a hurricane was going to come and we wouldn't have to do it. So I'm kidding. I don't know, man. Where we put it out? Like
No, is that shit happening there? When does that show up?
Yeah. It's tonight into tomorrow, I guess. But it's gonna be nothing. It's like a category 1 or something, right? Like
downgrade to a tropical storm. It moved a little bit too, but
did they downgrade it?
Yeah, at least the fucking alert I just got on my phone.
Oh, okay.
But again, I'm real tired, and who knows, man. I woke up super early for that, but I busted it out real quick. So I was maybe in that room with her for 20 minutes. But
it's enough time to catch something if it was there, right? I mean, that's kind of.
Yeah. Well, it's about viral loads and stuff too, and I don't know.
Viral.
Oh, what?
Well, how much of it you're supposed to and shit. Here's the thing, like I'm taking it serious, but I also don't want to show up and like go, hey, I'm gonna not do this now because she's got to. I mean, she was like 4 feet away. She was on the other side of the table from me and standing. She wasn't like right up on me, and it wasn't a make out scene. But I won't lie, like it does make me nervous.
Yeah, it gives you some trepidations. I think that's perfectly
normal. Yeah,
normal.
if I caught the Rona from doing a stupid ass sketch, I'm gonna be pretty fucking mad.
Right, especially because I know you've been kind of the same with me. You've been treating it like with respect, and you try to, like. I mean,
it's not the damn bug from Contagion or whatever where your insides melt right away. But I'm fairly susceptible to respiratory viruses, being a big fat piece of shit.
Oh, you're not a piece of shit.
No, I am, but I also have a history of getting pneumonia and stuff, so I just really ain't trying to mess with it too bad. But I'm also not going to be like, no, put a mask on when we're not, it's fine. Or it's not.
Well, I had the weird thing earlier in this week. I was talking about it earlier on the podcast where I had, some AC guys come and like take a look at, my AC, but I made sure I put a mask on, and I'm like, hey, if you're coming inside the house to, take a look at my AC unit, I'm going to ask that you wear a mask. I don't think I'm wrong in doing that.
Yeah, no, you're not. And I'm not really trying to have anybody in the house. I've hung out with some people in the backyard, and I've been about 13 and a half feet away from them, which is 2 feet more than the CD, like the Europeans said you could get droplets to go. But, like today at Ace, the guy in front of me didn't have a mask on.
Right.
But I was wearing a T-shirt sleeve as a mask.
Yeah. I mean, you do what you can. I get what you mean. Like, I think all of us are in that state, right? Where we just we're trying to mitigate it as much as possible, but there's only so much that you can do in that situation. You can't, I know with Mikey in particular, you're still working, you're still around customers, and you're still around employees, and there, it has to be worrying on a daily basis, but it doesn't sound like you've got it yet. And I know it's got to be mandatory for your employees to wear them. And is it still, I'm sure, mandatory for them when, like, customers when they come into the store, right, to wear them?
Yeah. And we had a woman come in with 2 kids. She had no mask and started to tell us how unconstitutional our mask requirement was, only to then bitch that she saw one of our cooks like adjust his mask, and she's like, oh, he needs to change his mask now, he touched his mask. I'm like,
which one is it?
Bitch, you didn't even want to wear one.
Yeah, which one is it? It can't be both. You can't have it both ways.
I mean, it's weird in Wisconsin too with this whole shit. I feel like I would say more than 50% of people don't seem to really give a shit. Like, I went out to dinner last night at a bar that's in the middle of nowhere that wasn't really busy, but still there was a mandate passed again, like recently, that says wear your mask through September or some shit. But like literally on the door, it says, if you come in here, you should have a mask on as is mandated, blah, 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 blah. If you don't wear one, we will assume you have some sort of health thing that means you don't have to wear one, and we won't ask you anything about it. And I was like, well, all right. So they don't really give a fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's like common. Like that's happening a lot of places here.
It's happening everywhere, and we're kind of, Japan did a thing where they were trying to very limit clothes, and now it didn't work. It's still coming back and stuff. And I think we're kind of, I don't know. On a lighter note and more good stuff, look at what I got in the mail today.
What'd you get?
Somebody sent me that.
What?
What?
That is fantastic.
That's almost you like a Mario character, Tim.
8-bit style or whatever. And
Yeah.
that is cool.
That is cool. What are you going to do with it?
And she sent me a postcard. It's the first time I've ever got one, the famous one that says LA.
Look at that. That's cool.
That's
That's
cool
cool.
to fucking do.
It said Big Tim, but big time. But she's put big time fashion because apparently overalls are big in LA right now.
I'll do this before we get out of here because it is about that time. There's something I've been wanting to do, and Tim, you can absolutely participate in this for sure. But I want to do this little segment that we're gonna call Irrational Irritations, and Irrational Irritations is just like it sounds. It's those things in life that really are like something you shouldn't worry about, but you get pissed off at for no goddamn reason. For instance, last week for me, it was just getting annoyed with the fact when a coaster gets stuck to a can of beer and you pick it up and it falls off, and it's just annoying. Like, I hate those types of things. I'll start with my first one for this week, and it's similar to that last one, but it's when I'm doing laundry and I've got a whole bundle of laundry that I'm carrying from my laundry room to my bedroom where I'm gonna fold it, and one fucking sock always has to fall on the ground that you can't pick up, because if you pick up one, you're gonna fucking drop the rest of them. Do you have anything like that, Tim, that just constantly bothers the shit out of you that shouldn't?
I have got the thing that is the first down the wall of mine.
Oh, sorry, I lost your audio right there. Go ahead.
I will continue to buy something, right? Even after it's too expensive, but I didn't find out the price because I've committed to buying it. So today I went and I'm like, all right, I spent too much money today. I'm stopping the pet store on the way home, and I'm gonna get a treat for the dogs, right? And I got this 3-foot meat stick thing, and this one store has them for $2, but I didn't go to that one store. This place charged me $8 for it. I didn't pay attention. Man. Also, in the price disparaging between places drives
But you'll still buy it, is what you're saying, even though you know you can get it cheaper.
Even though I don't want to spend that much money, I've already committed to buying it, so I buy it. Or when today I bought a gas can, and I went to Ace, and it ended up being more expensive than the gas station I went to get gas. The gas station I went and got gas for had gas cans for like $2 cheaper than the Ace, and it was like, I only went here thinking this would be cheaper in the gas station.
Which, that is weird. You'd think the 7-Eleven's gonna upcharge for all gas cans or something.
This wasn't a 7-Eleven though, friend. This was the Food Mart in Sanford, across from next door to Angel's Fried Chicken.
Was it like a Kangaroo? Like one of them?
Food Mart.
Oh, Food Mart. That's just called a Food Mart.
Man, it's a corner store, man. It's not
one-off.
No corporate backing to that place, man.
I feel you.
It's a good guy.
I feel you. Ty, do you have an irrational irritation?
I was trying not to yell it out earlier in the show when you guys were talking about biting your fucking nails, but I mean it when I say, like, no matter who it is, I've had tons of friends that bite their nails. Like, I will slap your fucking hand if you're biting your nails in front of me.
Was it just
It drives me. It makes
grosses
me
you
fucking
out?
mad. Actually, kind of like nervous habits like that in general bother me, but I don't know, man. It really fucking makes me like heatedly mad when people bite their nails.
Interesting.
It makes me like uncomfortable and angry.
Interesting. I mean, I've got a couple of those habits. Like I tap my leg a lot, you know, it's like an anxiety thing. Like I'll bounce my leg sometimes. Like, would that be the same type of thing?
That sort of bothers me, but just because I'm a musical motherfucker, I do that too and tap. Like I have that kind of restless leg syndrome here and there.
Nah, it's not. All right. All right. Mikey, what's yours? What's yours before we get out of here for the evening?
All right, this fucked me up last night because so we had inventory last night. I got out of work really late. I went to I was like, I'll just get dropped off at the 7-Eleven across the street from my house and just pick up beer. But we are verging right on 2. And I already knew I had an overly chatty Uber driver because he was being overly chatty. And Uber driver is like, we start pulling into the 7-Eleven. He's like midpoint. And I'm like, oh, buddy, you better shut up because I'm going to want to. So I guess the irrational irritation, people who don't get the hint that like I'm trying to move on with this conversation, like this needs to stop. Yeah. Like I had my hand on the door handle, like feigning, like pump faking, pulling the handle, trying to get him to be like, stop fucking talking.
I get that one.
Understandable.
My mom has a bad habit when we're on the phone together that like we say goodbye and we say goodbye like 8 times and then it's oh, by the way, and then she starts the conversation. It's the back.
No, shut up.
It's that type of thing though, right? It's the same sort of mindset. Yeah. Okay.
Social cues.
Yeah, 100%. Well, we lost Big Tim. I think we probably had some more issues on our stream. I'm not entirely sure, but once again, our podcast will continue to be fine, and I'll do whatever I can to try and look at whatever I can do to fix some of these Twitch issues that we've been having. My biggest apologies to both of you, but also our listening audience, of course. And you know what, though? You know, it was great having Big Tim. Sorry we didn't get to say goodbye to him. It seemed like maybe it just dropped off. We didn't obviously have the greatest connection, it seemed like. And, but I'll say this. It's nice to be able to even have the technology to kind of do some of this stuff. So I hope you've enjoyed this week's edition of the ONA Radio Show, of course.
ONA Radio Show!
And we'll be back, hopefully next Thursday. I don't know if you're available, Mikey, or not. You're the only one working, so it's really the only person I have to ask. But I'm sure you'll let us know if you
I will have to check with my work schedule, which I have 100%.
Fuck you.
Unlike you plebes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Guys,
get a job, you hippies.
Check us out. Please help us out on our Patreon, especially in these dire times. Patreon.com/ONRS. Any little thing that you can give to us would be greatly appreciated. Check out our group at Facebook.com/group/ONO Radio Show. Twitch.tv/ONRS Live. Hopefully every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 407-906-6466 if you want to leave us a voicemail. And what do we say when we get out of here, boys? Eat up! We'll see you next week. We love you. Take care. Wear a mask, wash your hands, you dicks.
Big old bag of dicks, yeah. Thirsty, skinny, any kind of dick you like. Eat a big old bag of dicks.
I just ordered a whole bag of dicks. They're coming up for me.
Penises
We got penises for you.
in a bag.
Got robo wieners.
Big old bag of dicks. Big old bag of dicks.
Owen's got a dick. Mikey's got a dick too.
Big old bunch of dicks. Oh, no radio show dicks.
A lizard dick.
It's a magic wand, motherfucker.
One, wang.